Hey everyone, it's Kathy and you're back here at my YouTube channel, Kathy's Random Acts of Stampin'. Thank you so much for tuning in. As many of you know, I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I am located here in the beautiful state of North Carolina, but I can take care of your stamping needs no matter where you live within the United States of America. I just tried doing a live that was an epic fail, and if any of y'all saw that 10 minutes of misery, I do apologize. But anyway, I promised that I would come back with a tutorial on making this card using this really sweet bundle called On the Horizon, and it is so cute. Here is your paper that goes with this, and the paper does the work, and that's what I titled this, is On the Horizon, letting the paper do the work, because this card was so simple to make, and yet it looks like I spent a lot of time, because you would have thought that I had colored and blended and watercolored and all kinds of things. The paper did it all for me. Let me talk about this pack of paper. This pack of paper, as you can see, you get 4 sheets of each design, and one side has almost like a scenery. The other side is just a very neutral watercolor that actually pairs so well with this, because look at that. Look how well that would pair with that piece, and that's what's on the back. So many of these are that right there. I mean, that one speaks to me. I see the Blackberry Bliss and the Razzleberry in that one. I see the yellows and the fuchsias. It's just so pretty. But this last piece of paper that I'm going to show you, this piece right here, is what I made this one from. And I'm not sure if I want to do that again or if I want to do, I'll tell you what, let's do this one. I think we can change it up. What do you think? Let's do that one rather than the one we'd already done. That way we'll have 2 cards that are similar but yet different. I'm going to probably use the same items on it, but I thought it would be really cute. I don't know, I may even go off the chain just a little bit and make this one even different. The first thing I want to do, I'm going to move my dies and my stamps. The stamps are beautiful. They are the red rubber, as known as cling stamps. I love these. You get such a beautiful image the first time, every time, and I love that. The dies, this fence. I mean, this fence had me at the get-go. I love this fence. And I think what I want to do, I'm going to take these dies out because I know I'm going to use those, and I might use these little houses. And let's do this one for the sentiment. I think that's all I'm going to do right yet. I haven't had a chance to play with those other ones, and coming on with a video, I want this to go rather quickly. I don't want to prolong this video too very long, but I'm going to cut my cardstock. This card, I actually cut it on the 8.5 side and cut it down the middle on the 11-inch side and made a card like this. But I think for this one I'm going to do it the opposite, and I'm going to cut it at 5.5 on the 11-inch side, which is in half. And many of you already know, if you are a card enthusiast, if you make cards, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you have any questions about cutting your cardstock, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I am here to help you with any of your stamping, cutting, card making issues. So no matter what it is that you feel like you need help with, please reach out to me. Believe me, there was a time that I did not know any of this, and it was a learning process, but this is something that, as long as it's something that you love and you really want to learn, anybody can learn it. And that's what I tell everybody that comes into wanting to be a stamper. I say nothing is impossible as long as you want to learn it. Now, I know the front of this is 4 1/4 by 5.5, so I want to cut this to 4 1/4 by 5.5. So 5.5 would be this way. So I'm only going to be taking 1/2 inch off of here because this is a 6 by 6. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 1/2 inch off of this side. I'm going to hang on to that little strip. You never know when you're going to need it. So now this is 6 inches and I need to take it to 4 1/4. So I'm going to take about a 1/2 inch off of the bottom. Yep, let's take a 1/2 inch off of the bottom. And now we're going to turn it, and I know I need it to be 4 1/4. So we're going to have a strip off the top here that's going to be about an inch, an 1.25 inches. So I'm going to bring that to 4 1/4. Yeah. And then we're just going to go ahead and slice that off. Now keep this, because we can use this on another card. These strips, you never know when you're going to need a little strip for something, so keep those. But this definitely can be used at the top of one of these to make another card. So now that we have our piece cut, the next thing we want to do is decide how we want to decorate. If you notice, I didn't leave a border around this. I wanted this entire piece to cover the front of my cardstock. So that's the way I cut that, to do just that. So now I need to decide if I want to cut a little row of houses to go right about there. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that or not. Let's cut our fence first. Let's go ahead and cut our fence. And I'm trying to decide, do I want to cut my fence This fence looks so cute going in either direction. So I think I'm going to do my fence down here and maybe way over to the sides, which is going to be a little bit different than I did before. And I want to go ahead and stamp. Let's do a little bit of stamping. Maybe we want to stamp those trees. Maybe that grove of trees would look cute back there in the horizon. So we're gonna play a little bit. I'm gonna take those trees out, and here's my little wood plank, or whatever you want to call it, but I think I love it. And maybe we're gonna do this one. I'm trying to think. Yes, I did. One of the bundles, and I forget which one it was, had maybe it was the rainbow. They had the cloud punch, and I'm so glad I got this. This would be even cuter to use than maybe that wood piece. So we might mix it up a little bit. Why not? You know, this is our card. This is my card, right? So I can make it however I see fit. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a piece of white. And here's some white right here. And I'm going to go ahead and grab those fence pieces. And I'm just going to lay them on here like so. And I think I want to run that through, and I'm going to cut those houses just so I can see what they look like. Then I'll know what I want to do with them. So I'm going to move my punch over here out of my way, and I'm going to bring my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine over. Y'all know how much I love Stampin' Boss and my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. This machine is absolutely the bomb diggity. And if you're in the market for a die cut machine, not because I sell it, and I say this over and over and over, if I did not sell Stampin' Up and I was in the market for a die cut machine, or if I had just purchased this one, this would be my die cut machine of choice. It is that good. So I just went ahead and put down some of my little post-it tags on there, or flags, to hold those in place, and I'm just going to crank them through. Look how easy that cranks through. I mean, it is like butter. I cannot get over how easy this machine is to use. Now I am, and you notice I'm picking it up with my left hand. It is a heavy duty machine, but it's not super, super heavy. So, and the fact that it compacts like this makes it very easy to leave it on your desk. We also have the mini. I need to pull out my mini and use it sometimes when I'm doing little things like, look at that little row of houses. How stinking cute. Do we have a stamp for that? No, we didn't get a stamp. Those are just, I mean, absolutely adorable. I don't know that they'll work on this card, but they're cute. All right, there's one of my fences. And I'm going to try to put those over as far to the edge as I can. I'll get these out of here, and then we will pull our card back in so we can look at where we're at and what we need to do. So that's the one that needed to come out of the, yeah, I get violent with my with my dies. I like to just drop them and kind of let them release on their own. And you'll be surprised, I'm going to do it over here. I was being very gentle with it. There we go. I love to do that because I think it just, it releases the dies so nicely. I think I'm going to move that one up. Let me pull that over so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take this to my trash can so I don't have those little tidbits of paper everywhere. And put these back over here. I'm trying my best in my New Year's, I won't say resolutions, because I try never to make resolutions, because resolutions are only a setup for failure. I have found that to be the truth. But I do try to do things a little different at the beginning of every year. And I try to carry throughout the year. But I don't make it a commitment like a resolution, because those have proven to be failures. Alright, now I'm wondering what those little trees are going to look like back there. I really want to stamp those trees right there. You know what? We don't know if we don't try. So you know what I say? We're going to go for it. So I'm going to grab a stamp block, and I am going to grab garden green. I think that garden green will blend in back there really pretty. I had pulled out Old Olive because I used Old Olive on my last one, but I think this one I really want to do the garden green. You know what? Let's stamp it on here first to see. You know, I hate to mess up my, oh yes, that is perfect. Look at that. Perfect, perfect. So here we go. I'm going to ink up. Checking my stamp to make sure I didn't rock any ink around the edges. And I am going to move this off of everything out of my way. And I want to stamp these trees right about here. And I'm just going to let that ink transfer. Oh, love it. Look how the bottom actually blended into the hill. I love the way that looks. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm glad I did that. Really, really, really am glad I did that. Alright, back to our fence. I'm putting the longer edge to the outside and the short edge inside. It makes the fence give that appeal that it's curving into that greenery or that meadow. I love that. That is so pretty. So, now that we've got that done, let's go ahead and put some ink on these. And I am going to grab, let's see if I can find it. Here we go. Silicone craft sheet makes everything much, much easier. So I'm going to turn these over, and I'm going to grab, now y'all know I've been using a different ink, so don't sue me. A different glue. But I just needed something that wasn't quite as messy, and I love this glue right here. This gives me everything that was the art glitter glue in a formula that doesn't freeze, so I can get this any time of the year that I want to. I am going to be setting up an Amazon store. I'm in the process of doing that. So any of these little tidbits that I use on a regular basis, things that I love, I will have them listed on the Amazon store. So my magnet sheets, my anything that I use on a regular basis that's not Stampin' Up, you'll be able to go there and get it. There's little things like the embossing buddy. Stampin' Up doesn't sell those anymore. So, you know, and sometimes we need those things. So I'm going to come all the way down to the end of that. Come on. And then I'm going to sit that down. And I'm just going to set a stamp block on top of that while I work on the other one. I love my little tweezers because these work so good for positioning things on your cards. And if anybody has a Cricut, I'm sure you have a pair of these, what are they called? Reverse tweezers. You push them and they open rather than close. So I've heard them called reverse tweezers. So I'm going to go ahead and just smooth that down. I'm going to put that up there. Now I want to put a couple of clouds up there in the sky. And I think for those I'm going to use that punch because I want to use it so bad. I think it's so stinking cute. And let's see if I've got a piece of a scrap. I hope y'all enjoyed my scrap video that just went up. I think it went up early this morning. That was so much fun to do. And it organized all my scraps, so now I don't have to worry about whether I have a scrap. I can go to my bin at any given moment and pull out a scrap. And that is so great because when I'm needing something, a lot of times because it was so hard to dig for it, I would just can it and grab a new piece of cardstock, and I'm sure y'all have done that too. So organizing your scraps will keep you from pulling out a new piece of cardstock when you already have pieces that need to be used. Now I am going to grab my little cleaning. Y'all are hearing Bella. She's snoring again. Bless her. Just bless it. I am going to spray that really good, and then I am going to clean this stamp off. And just with water. This is just water. I know it makes a little bit of a squeaky noise, but look at that. I mean, there is absolutely no residue left on that stamp at all. I mean, nothing. No green, no nothing. So that is just, and the little Simply chamois are very inexpensive, and you can buy these cases. I'll link all that under the video. The case and everything. So if you're interested in picking up one of these, you can take them to your sink and wash them out. These are not dirty; they're stained. Your ink will stain them. So, you know, but don't fret about that. They are such a great way to clean your stamps. And if you're using any of our dye ink, this will definitely work good on those. And the pigment inks are a little bit different, and they are a little bit more difficult. Now, I do want to do one more thing. I want to grab my Balmy Blue. I need to turn my phone off because my notifications are just dinging and binging, and I got a new smartwatch for Christmas and I love it. I ordered this real blingy band to go with it because, you know, a girl's got to have her bling, right? And this thing even monitors my sleep pattern at night and lets me know how much deep sleep I get. And I'm finding out that's why I'm tired. I do not go into a deep sleep, but maybe for 30 or 40 minutes all night. So I was wondering why I felt so tired all the time, and I'm beginning to think that might be the reason. So let me grab my blue and maybe a pink. Yeah, we're going to grab a blue and a pink blending brush. And I'm going to start out with my blue because I want my clouds to have just a tiny bit of blue around the edges. So I'm just going to dab in, and then I'm just going to go around my edges like this. Doesn't have to be anything. I just want it to have just a knock of color to just kind of give it a little bit of dimension there. And I do want to grab, I'm just going to grab a piece of, this is a little piece of a one of my cheaper cardstocks. I want to put just a tiny bit of color. Let's make sure I got the right side. Yeah, that's the right side. A little bit of blue in there, but not a lot. And I'm going to grab my Blushing Bride. I think I want the Blushing Bride on this. I don't know, that looks like polished pink, doesn't it? We're going to grab polished pink. See what I mean? A girl just has to change her mind every now and then. And this girl does it quite often. My husband reminds me when I say girl that I'm not a girl anymore. He said, you know, you got to give up that girl thing because you're no longer a girl. You're an old lady. I said, thank you, baby. I love you too. Anyway, you see what I did with that? And all that did was swirl some color into that so that it doesn't look like it's just one-dimensional. And we are going to put one cloud right there. Let's see, maybe this one will go right here. No, I want that one there. We're going to put a different one up there. The next one that I do, I'm going to put more blue on it. So I am going to just really swirl that. I'm going to dab a little bit more blue in there. Love, love, love these brushes. They are so great, so easy to use. They blend like a dream. So if you're one of those people that loves ink blending, you're going to want to treat yourself to a set of these brushes. Alright, with that all up and done, I am going to put that right there. Now I want to tell y'all something. And you probably noticed it. I've been doing a lot of tips and type videos lately because I have pretty much lost my mojo. And I know it happens to all of us, but I have had difficulty coming up with designs. And I actually saw this similar design on Sharon Armstrong's page. So I want to give kudos to her because I am casing her card. Although when I went back and looked, she cased this out of the catalog because this is in the catalog or something very similar. Let me show you before we go any further. Let me show you that. I'll go ahead and close my inks up first. I don't like to leave them open because then that will cause them to dry out and then I'll have to re-ink. And that costs money, and you know what they say about money. On the horizon, let's see if I can find it without having to search too far. There we go. On the horizon. Look what you get in this suite. You get the double pack of ribbon, the dies, the stamp set, the gems, and the paper. $78.25. You cannot beat that for what you're getting. Ribbon, gems, dies, stamps, and paper. I mean, basically, all you have to do is add ink, and very little of that. Some ink and some cardstock, and you are good to go. So I just thought this was such a cute bundle for the money. I absolutely loved it. So I'm going to put this cloud where he's hanging really low, right about there. We're going to grab some dimensionals because I think my clouds need to be popped just a little bit. And we're going to stamp a sentiment in this one. So I'm going to put this one first, and I'm going to put about 3 dimensionals on it. Like that. And do I need my take your pick? You know, I always do better with my take your pick. But maybe I can do it with my little tweezers. Yeah, anything that's got a little sharp edge on it will pull those backers off for you and keep you from getting them all over the floor. So So I'm going to put that cloud right there. Now this one is going to go up higher, right about there. And this is the one I want to stamp on. So I'm going to go back to my stamp set. And let's see. What will fit in there? Wishing you so much happiness. Will that fit? I think it will. And before I put those down, I think we're going to need to put some birds up there in the sky. Before we actually adhere these down, let's put a little flock of birds flowing right across there like that. And I'm going to use the same stamp block because it's here. And for the birds, I want them to look like they're just silhouettes with the sun shining on them. So they're just going to look black. So I'm going to use my Momento Tuxedo black. Ink those up really good. And I want them to be looking like they're flying into that cloud. Like so. Isn't that pretty? I just love the way this this whole set works together. And I haven't even gotten to the mountain ranges yet. I mean, you know, we got those mountains that are just lovely, and I'm going to be playing with those, and we'll be on the lookout for some more cards coming from this suite because it is just too stinking cute not to play with. So I'm going to pull this over here, and I'm going to load this up. Now, if you didn't want to put another cloud there, you could put your sentiment right up there in that top corner. But I am going to do this. Straighten that cloud up a little bit. Oh, love that. Isn't that beautiful? And then that's going to go right up there, right by those birds, just like that. All right. You know, I really do love coming on and making pretty things with all of you. And I'm actually hoping that once I can get this straight, I'm going to actually uninstall my software and redo it and see if there's an update on it. That may be my issue. So be in prayer for me about that, because this has been driving me crazy. The fact that I cannot be alive for y'all and I can't seem to get up a video like I want to. It is just so frustrating. I got so frustrated during Christmas, and I was trying to turn out so many cards and different things, and after my second, third attempt and failure, I was like, okay, I'm done until after the first of the year, and then I'll come back and revisit this. Well, I tried this morning. Like I said, I don't know. Jennifer said she thinks I need to contact YouTube, but I told her, I said, I don't want to contact YouTube and it be an issue on my end until I exhaust all resources. Oh, come on. I had a little bit of a hiccup right there with my dimensionals. Okay, so I'm going to put this down right about there. Now the front of this card is ready, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab some of my liquid glue, and I am just going to do some little swirlies. I like to swirl my glue because I feel like that's better than a line, because it's giving it more than just one place to grab, and it's just the way I like to roll. Now for this one, I'm going to hold it up, and I'm going to butt it up against there, just like that, and then tap it, open it, and press it. That way I know that I've got it perfect on all four sides. Anytime you're putting a piece that's directly on top of another piece, this is a great way to do it. So I just thought I would throw that little tidbit out there. You could also put another sentiment on this cloud if you wanted to, but I think for right now this is absolutely beautiful the way it is. We're going to do our inside, so I'm going to grab Maybe I don't want to do white. Let's see, what do we want to do? What if we do a... Let me see what color yellows those are. It might be Daffodil Delight, but it looks like it's a little more muted than Daffodil Delight. So let's look on the back here. Blackberry Bliss, Bumblebee, maybe it's Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, Evening Evergreen, Fresh Freesia, Garden Green, Misty Moonlight, Pale Papaya, Polished Pink, and Soft Succulent. So it is Bumblebee. So let's grab a piece of Bumblebee. And look, this is what I'm talking about with my scraps. I can come on here now because I have these alphabetized, and I can come right here to Bumblebee, and I can look in here and pull out a piece that I can use. So, you know, you want to look and see if you've got a piece the size that you need it. And let's see if this is going to work. That will work. So all we need to do is cut it to, where's my ruler? We are going to be at 5, so this is 5.5. So we're going to cut this to 5 1/4, and I think we'll be perfect. So 5 1/4 by 4. Yep, 5 1/4 by 4, so that worked out perfect. And this way I'm actually using up my scraps. So 5 1/4. And I love it when I can use up my scraps. Now there's another scrap. I'll put that back in my bin, and I guarantee it will not be long before I will have all of my scraps used up by being able to do this. All right, we're going to do that one down first, and then I'm going to do, I want to do that polished pink. I don't know why, but I do. So I'm going to look back in here, and here's my, let me put my Bumblebee back up, and then my polished pink, and look, oh, that's cut off at the end. So is that one, but you know what, I think I can make that work. I think I can. Okay. Oh, I love that. I love those colors together. Let me put my pen back in my glue. What did I do with, there it is. I'm going to scrape off any excess glue that might be on there. And let's cut this one to 3 3/4, so we're going to cut off about yay much. By 5. Now this is the piece I'm going to stamp on, so I think I'm going to silhouette it. I think I'm going to do, I want everything to look like it's in silhouettes on this one. So I am going to stamp. There's my birds. I definitely want these little willows because they are so stinking cute. And my birds. And do I want the trees on here? Nah, I don't want it to be an overkill. My phone has just been absolutely buzzing off of the hook today for whatever reason. I don't get it. Let's see if this one will work, and it will. I'm going to peel that one off, and then we are going to, I'm going to just ink this up in black. I think it's going to be fine in black. I think it's going to look like a silhouette, and that's the look I was going for. Okay, right down here, close to the bottom, and up. I was checking to see if I put my hand in that ink because y'all know I'm notorious for doing that. clean stamp is a happy stamp. And now I want to put my little birds in flight, just like I did on the other one, because I really liked that. Y'all ever done a card and you like something on it so much you find yourself repeating it? I'm sure we all have. So I'm just going to hold that there and lift it. And look at those beautiful birds. And now we can do a sentiment on here. And what are we going to do? We are going to do... we could do thank you for everything, or we could say relax and enjoy your day. I think I'm gonna put that one in there, and maybe a little breathe. Sometimes when I want to do more than one stamp, I'll put them down and then just kind of butt them together like that. And then when I go in to pick them up, I can pick them both up at the same time, just like that. And then we can set this down right about here. Nice and straight. Try not to rock it. And there you go. So pretty. Such a stunning card that you can make with this particular suite and this paper. So grab you some of this paper before it's gone, because it is absolutely breathtaking, and I can just see so many things you could do with this. I mean, just everything. I am going to use some Stampin Seal on this because just want to get it together. I really want to get this video up before my husband gets home from work, because we have got to run out, as I told you in my Facebook post. We got to run out and do, run some errands, and take care of a few things, pick up some groceries. And we're supposed to get a snowstorm. Yes, I live in the South, but we are due for a snowstorm. We don't get a lot of snow down here near Charlotte, I will be honest with you. I am just west of Charlotte. North of Charlotte sometimes gets hammered pretty hard, but west of Charlotte, if you keep west on 74, you go up into the mountains, the high country as they like to call it around here, and they get hammered with snow, but we don't get quite so much. All right, let's see what we got here. Now let's set this down right about, oh, come on. I need my cardstock to cooperate. Do you ever tell your cardstock you need it to cooperate? There we go. And how stinking cute, beautiful is that? So, so pretty. I love this. And I'm going to bring the other one over to show you that there is a difference. But subtle differences. This one I have opening this way. This one I have opening this way. Both of them are A2 size cards, but they are different in the aspect of how I put them together. The difference in the paper, the difference in using the clouds versus that, the difference in stamping trees here. Here I did my birds across the entire sky. Here I just did a flock of them right in the middle. So again, versatility. I love it with a stamp set like this, and the dies, and like I said, oh my goodness, this set would have been nothing without the paper, but this paper is absolutely stunning. So I do need to iron this over just a little bit more So let me take my bone folder and really get a good crease down on that. And there is our 2 cards. So I hope y'all enjoyed the process of watching me make these, and I hope that if this is something that you enjoyed and you want to pick up any of this merchandise that you see me use today, everything that I use will be in the description below, the name of it and the order number, and also a link to my online store. So if you're interested in picking up any of this, you can do that. And only if you're not working with a demonstrator. If you're currently working with someone, please continue with your current demonstrator. I welcome you here to grab ideas or whatever. But if you are looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would absolutely love the opportunity to earn your business and just to have you here where I can help you with all of your stamping needs, not just buying from me, but even if you just have general questions about a certain product or a technique, leave me a comment. Leave me comments in the comment section below this video, and let me know if you have something that you're interested in wanting to learn how to do. I welcome that type of feedback. So let me know, and as I always say in closing, let everything that you do and say bring glory to our Father in heaven. He is worthy. So until we craft again, God bless and keep you. I love you guys so much. Bye-bye.